Alright, what's up, guys? We are Tottenham TV here with another episode of the podcast. Well, it's near the end of what was supposed to be an absolutely terrible week for Spurs. We're supposed to be bricking it. It's not been bad, has it?
You know what? Talk Sport were coming out saying, this is going to be an awful week for Spurs. But anyway, introduce our lovely guests.
Here, my cousin Daniel Kingsley. You might have seen him on the show before. And Sam Lavender, he's been on a couple of fan cams recently. Do you want to introduce who you are, maybe a bit about yourself?
Yeah, why not? I'm Sam.
What's your name and where'd you come from?
I'm Sam. I'm from not far from here even. Studying this sort of thing really at university. Broadcasting. Been in front of a camera, talking, etc. Yeah, looking forward to this. Thanks for having me on.
Up in fame in the last weeks.
Yeah, literally.
All right, well, it's been quite a good week.
Does Daniel not need introducing?
We don't. He's my cousin. That's all he needs.
Fine.
blood with the We Are Tottenham TV boys. That's enough. That's enough. He's got enough cred now. What a week it's been so far. Obviously, it's not ended yet, but yesterday was a bit of, it was a big relief to get that over the line. But impressive, wasn't it?
Yeah, we were solid.
Yeah.
As in, they came there and they parked the bus for the whole game. They didn't. We had a couple here and there towards the end of the game. It was awful. 1-0 up and a couple minutes to go, and that chance at the end.
That corner when he put into the corner and Handanovic come
you're thinking,
more of a here we go again sort of situation.
Awful.
Yeah, Inter Milan, they set up very defensively as Italian teams do. They only needed a draw, so they came up with a game plan. And you have to, I think you've got to give, obviously you got Inter Milan credit because they nearly came off, but got to give Spurs credit for plugging away in that game, don't you?
Absolutely. I thought all of them worked really hard. It's not, like you said, it's not easy. We saw it in Juve when they came. They knew that they just had to nick a goal last year, which they did. I mean, they got more than one. But they knew they were going to set up. And it was the same last night. They set up well, hard to break down, men behind the ball. Two really good centre-halves.
Really good. They played that game proper well, didn't they? The Fridge especially.
What a signing he was for them on a free.
I was reading the Inter Milan forums just before the game. They reckon that...
Scouting the enemy,
I was just looking to see what we're up against. And they were saying that Skriniar, De Vrij, some of their fans on the forum were saying are one of the best in the Champions League in their opinion, that centre-back pairing. So I don't know. I think sometimes I think you can gauge how good players are just what their fans think of them, and I thought it was interesting to see that, and they played exceptionally well.
Might be the best second to Jan and
Toby. Exactly, definitely
and
second.
And Davinson, not yet.
Juan missed out fourth.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. We got 4 centre backs better than anyone there. So,
but yeah, no, go on, Karen.
It was hard to break them down. They set up well, they defended well, they came for a point and almost pulled it off. I think. Credit to Poch, got his subs absolutely bang on last night. Played I guess what you could call a slightly weakened side, bringing in Lucas and Lamella, who are still, in my opinion, top attacking players.
Didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't work for 70 minutes last night, and so they brought on 2 players who on Saturday were immense against Chelsea, and it worked. The movement, it allowed Dele to have that free movement, although I thought he dropped very deep last night for a lot of the game. But just bringing Eriksen on makes that team tick, makes everyone moving, picks up the ball, drives,
Do you not feel he should have started, Eriksen?
Yeah, I think maybe I would have probably personally maybe started Eriksen over Dele and maybe bring Dele on. Both of them have had their injury struggles this season. It was a difficult one. Obviously, we got the win. Poch obviously got it right. Made the subs at the right time, and we can't sit here and complain over beating a really good Inter side and keep a clean sheet.
How many times have we seen a good team over the years, not necessarily Spurs, but a bigger team with big squads, rest a few players with a big game coming up like we do in the North London derby, struggle a bit, and then bring the big players on and to get over the line.
Look how we used to do it when we went over to Dortmund and rested all those players. We went there with a proper weak side. Got absolutely battered. Yeah. If we do the same now, exactly. That's my point. Yeah. I think it shows the depth of the squad that we were able to compete for 70 odd minutes with people like Eriksen and Son on the bench, and when the tiring legs started to show for Inter Milan, you bring on the magic of Eriksen, you bring on the legs of Son, and they didn't have an answer to it. And I think it was perfectly played by Poch. He couldn't have done it any better. Took it well, didn't he, Eriksen? His finish, his goal.
Eriksen's goal it was a good one. It was a good one, but. Yeah, as in we got the job done on the day. And on the subs, but one thing I'm about to say, Poch, timing of the subs as well. He didn't wait around until the 75th minute. He knew, okay, we got to break this down. Let's bring on the big guns. 60th minute, started bringing on Son. A little bit later, Eriksen comes on. Before the 70th minute, before, you know, around that area, to give them time to come on and they do their stuff, and they did do their stuff.
And it's not many times you can say that about Poch's substitutions as well, because me and you have complained about it together, like, you know, how late he leaves it and stuff like that.
So, I mean, he gave them a lot of time. His game management on Wednesday was amazing. He gave them a lot of time to come on and just play, and he did get the goals. If he brought them on, let's say 10 minutes later, who knows? May not have scored.
And I thought as well, as soon as they came on, you saw Sonny working his magic, getting in behind, Eriksen pulling the strings, like literally straight away.
Yeah, they were good.
Yeah, I think you've got to give Spurs immense credit. Let's talk a bit about Moussa Sissoko for a bit. Let's have a Moussa Sissoko loving section.
What, 20 minutes, 30 minutes? How long do you want to talk about it?
We're making this whole podcast about Sissoko. Again, he was absolutely a masterclass again on Wednesday against Inter Milan. What a play! He's turned around. Everyone loves him now. It's crazy. I've never seen such a turnaround, such a quick space of time in like 5 games. He just turned everyone around. What do you think that's down to? What do you think his improved performances are down to?
Well, apparently, I read a tweet that said someone's taken all the best bits out of Moussa Dembele and injected them into Moussa Sissoko to make one Super Moussa. Brilliant.
I think one of the main things about Sissoko, what he's done different is, up until those 5 games ago, he would pick up the ball, the sideways pass, the 5-yard pass back. He would get the ball and he looked like he doesn't want it. He's like, oh, if I pass it 5 yards back to the centre half, no one's gonna boo me, no one's gonna give me any abuse, and it's fine. So I think that's and I also think he's moved him into a more central position, because we signed him as a right midfielder from Newcastle, which is, he's not a right midfielder. You don't have 6'2" right midfielders, very rarely. So I think what he's done, he's moved him into the middle. He's obviously given him that Poch belief and said, look, you are a big footballer, you're a big guy, you're powerful, you are a good footballer, that's why you're here. Go and use your attributes to your strength. Go and power through players, go and dominate a midfield. It's what you're good at. And I think that's what the difference is, giving him that confidence to drive forward. And Sissoko's gets the ball down and looks, okay, there's space in front of me, I'll go and drive into it. Something that I think Winks does, but something I think Sissoko can also help with. And I mean, we saw it last night, we saw it against Chelsea. Getting both
City,
getting assists, getting goals
as well. I think
setting up goals. Just that positivity now. It was always when he got the ball, it was always so negative, so panicked. Just he's a bit calmer now. I think it just took a bit of time, really. But obviously, Poch knows what he's got to say to him to get him to improve, and I think that's the difference now for Sissoko.
I think we've kind of spoken about it before. Even last season, we said, like, when Sissoko plays in that middle, he's a lot better than when he plays out on the wing. And that's his kind of position now, when we're playing to his strengths, and it's reaping the awards of the team.
I feel like he has attributes that no one else in our squad has. That ability to just power through midfield, to break those lines a lot easier. As we were saying before, it was nearly impossible for us against Inter Milan to break those lines through a passing method. We tried by hook or by crook to kind of pass our way through. It just wasn't happening. How many chances did we actually create before we scored? Not many. Most of them were coming from kind of long range shots, and there was one chance for obviously Vertonghen had from an Eriksen free kick. But other than that, that was probably our best chance of the game. Well, how did it come about? From Sissoko bursting into the area, bursting past 2 or 3 players, and creating space for people like Eriksen and Ali to use their quality. And that's kind of what we don't have. For as good as Dembele is, I love Dembele, and his strides forward, he doesn't have that positive kind of energy that Sissoko does. Dembele wouldn't have done what Sissoko did. He probably would have passed it backwards once he got in that position. If I was Dembele.
And that burst last night, that set up the goal from Sissoko. It pulled all the Inter Milan defenders over. It dragged them all over to the right hand side. They obviously saw him running through and go, right, let's all come across. Let's block this run and stop anything. And it created the space on that far side for Eriksen, who had all the time. It's a great finish as well to lift that over the goalkeeper.
Exactly.
It just created space, which we hadn't done for 80 minutes before that.
How mad is it, though, that we're comparing Moussa Dembele and Moussa Sissoko now? Because last season, they were completely worlds apart. Were they not?
Yeah.
Now you could say the same thing, but vice versa, I guess. I haven't seen anything this season. I know he's injured at the moment, but Dembele this season, back end of last season, I like you do. I love Dembele. I always will. He's a great servant to the club. Many years, many important goals. I'll never forget that Lyon goal.
I was there in Lyon.
Yeah, on his debut against Norwich.
Yeah.
But he doesn't score. He doesn't assist. Doesn't do enough for me.
That's been a big criticism of his, but You know, the thing is about Moussa Dembele, he completely controls that middle of the park.
Yeah.
Even dictates the whole tempo of the game. You know, you can see many big games from last season. I think Arsenal was one, Man United was one, Juventus was one, where he completely just grabbed the game by the scruff of the neck and basically won it for us. I know he didn't get goals or assists, but he controlled that whole game for us.
I agree. But if from a midfielder who you just want to see drive forward, so and I don't and create and have a go. And Dembele can't shoot either.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, he just doesn't. And I'm just saying,
he can shoot. He just doesn't shoot.
Yeah, actually, no, that's more what it is. He can shoot.
Sissoko, as I was saying, I don't think anyone in our squad has the attributes that he does. And I think playing in the three, I think we've said this before. His strongest position is playing 1 and a 3 in the centre. And I think, again, Pochettino has adjusted his tactics, which I think doesn't get enough credit for whatsoever in terms of his formation changes. He changed the formation recently to a 4-3-1-2, which kind of 3 in the centre, 1 behind 2 strikers. And I think that's got the best out of Sissoko for sure, playing in that formation. I think it's at the moment getting the best.
Sissoko anymore. We're calling him the GOAT.
The GOAT.
That's it. He's the GOAT now.
He deserves so much credit.
Removed from Dembele and put onto Sissoko now.
What do you think of Poch's change in tactics? Do you think it's something that's improved the team?
Obviously, last 2 games, especially against Chelsea, obviously we actually played well.
Yeah.
Where you can say throughout this whole season we're picking up results, but we're not actually playing good football. We're just grinding the games out. But against Chelsea, it's the best I've seen us play in a really long time. We were really, really good that game. And I know you could... Who knows? It could be down to Sissoko. That everyone's suddenly playing better because Moussa stepped up. And it's good to see that a player who got so much stick when he joined and kind of didn't kick on for his price tag at the time. And then now you look at him and in the last 6-7 weeks, he's been arguably our most valuable player. So it's good to see that all our fans are kind of turning towards him instead of against him. And it's just a good vibe at the moment around the club.
And also, he not only is he driving forward immensely, which other players aren't doing, he's also, I think, at a destroyer point of view, breaking up play, getting him back into defensive positions, covering for Aurier when he goes forward. He's just been everywhere. I don't know if he's on like a new fitness regime or he's been eating his Weetabix in the morning.
Drugs,
but
drink,
yeah,
well,
I don't care.
Doing it, Moussa.
Because he's got all of a sudden he's got boundless amounts of energy and
his confidence as well.
Yeah, I think it must be a big part of it. And
rumours are Poch has slipped something into his drink every morning. That's what I'm hearing.
Any rumours as what it is?
I'm not allowed to say live on air.
but this is why we bought him, for this kind of these kind of performances. And why beforehand he kind of looked a bit sluggish. He didn't look kind of at the top of his game.
That's why.
Yeah, probably. And now he's just a completely different animal.
And he was clearly affected by the way the fans were, getting on his back all the time, blah, blah, blah. But the fans had a right to get on his back because he was completely awful. Couldn't even put a pass together last season.
And when he did, it was 5 yards and it was backwards.
Yeah, and every time the fans said he played well, it's because he didn't do anything wrong, not because he did something right. You know what I mean?
Exactly. So that's a very good point.
It's what I said. He's thinking about if I don't try and do anything too fancy, too special, if I just do this 5-yard pass, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
And that's not good enough if you want to play for a top 4 team.
And because the funny thing is, right, in the past few games, it's not like he hasn't made mistakes. He has made mistakes. Even against Chelsea, against Inter.
Last night, everyone's
he gave the
ball
ball
away a couple of times.
Exactly. But we can forgive them.
Outweighs the bad.
Exactly. We can forgive a few mistakes as long as he's doing the
Look, everyone makes mistakes. Eriksen makes mistakes. Dele makes mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. But it's just the way how you pick yourself up and get on with it. And Sissoko's been doing that better than anyone else, like in the past month at least.
Yeah, for sure. Other positives from yesterday: Jan Vertonghen back after a couple months out,
bonus.
Fitted in seamlessly like he'd never been away.
I love that reaction from Toby after the game when he ran up to Vertonghen.
That's a great gift.
I think
Can Toby please sign a contract?
Man,
can half of them sign a contract?
Yeah,
Eriksen,
Toby and Eriksen. Yeah. Who else?
Who else? Are we missing
Just
anyone?
them two, I think.
Yeah, Jan signed a 1-year extension.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if he signed a 4-year extension.
I think we trigger an extension.
I think Sissoko maybe could get.
Yeah, he deserves it. He signed on since he's come.
Didn't you say you wanted to sign 10-year contract?
Yeah, why not? If he plays like that for the next 10 years, why not?
If it was at Chelsea, he'd be on $350 a week at the moment.
And the rest.
Exactly. But yeah, Jan Vertonghen. It's so good to see him back, isn't it? And
So
I think and obviously given that Foyth was ineligible for the Inter Milan game and Sanchez was injured, bloody lucky he was back for this game. Do you reckon he'll play on Sunday?
Or it's tough. I've been thinking about it a lot. It's difficult. Opinion based, I would definitely play him. I mean, no disrespect to Foyth, he's been immense since he's come in. I mean, rival fans have said, "Oh, he's given away 3 penalties, 2 penalties," but he's been immense. He's been our best player every game, behind maybe Sissoko.
Anyone who's watched the 90 minutes can see.
He's put man of the match performances. He got a match winner, man of the match for Argentina as well.
Even if he does play on Sunday, I'm not going to complain. Obviously, he's good. He's definitely good enough to go play on Sunday. For me, I would play Jan just for the derby experience and just.
He probably knows what it's about more.
As a pairing, Toby. It also means if Foyth does play, it means Toby's going to be out on the left, which I think doesn't work because he can't do that 90-yard cross ball. He just looks a bit. Like,
I've noticed that when he's left.
I'm saying yes
back.
for Jan on Sunday.
What are you saying, Daniel? Jan?
Yeah.
You definitely.
It's got to be Jan.
He's got to start. He starts on Wednesday. He's fit enough. Starts on the weekend. In such a big game, you start him if you have the option.
And then who do we have? We got Southampton, so then Foyth can come in for Southampton.
I mean, you can rotate it a bit.
Exactly.
Vertonghen's obviously coming back from injury and etc. But you rotate it a bit, get Foyth some more minutes. Don't just completely cut him out. Obviously, Sanchez is injured at the moment. But it was actually really important that Vertonghen was fit enough yesterday. Well, you think about it, Davinson was injured. Foyth can't play. What are we doing if Vertonghen's injured?
Yeah, we would have to stick Dyer there.
That's what I mean. We'd have to play Dyer centre back,
and that gives everyone.
And Dyer centre back is Dyer centre back.
Exactly.
Not
Especially in a back two.
So
in a back three, he's all right.
It's quite important that Vertonghen was back for Wednesday.
And obviously he didn't miss a beat, did he?
He was immense last night. It was as if he hadn't been. It was as if he hadn't been anywhere. He just came in. A couple of attacks again. He was against.
Should have scored though.
Oh, definitely. I don't know how he's missed it, but again, he's up against Icardi, who I think is brilliant. He'll get a move somewhere to like Real Madrid.
In the first game,
exactly. And
out of nothing.
Perisic, we all know Perisic is a fantastic attacking midfielder out on the left. Plays with Modric at Croatia. We saw it scored against England, didn't he? So I thought he did really, really well. Jan came in, bossed Icardi, controlled the defence. When a player's got their back to Jan and Jan's on it, Jan's always going to win that. He gets his foot in and he just sets us off onto a counter attack, which is what I think
he's such a good defender. Jan, you know, back when Boas was our manager in Sherwood. Jan didn't look interested.
But he was scoring every week though.
He scored quite a few goals back then.
Not surprised at the time.
I thought Jan was going to be one of the first out the door because it just didn't look like he wanted to be there.
Didn't want to play at all.
As soon as Poch came in, you saw the real Jan Vertonghen come to play.
Definitely. So it's the thing with a lot of the players though that although the majority have moved on, I think the likes of Vertonghen. If Poch didn't come in, is Harry Kane the best striker in the world right now? Who knows?
Well, didn't Tim Sherwood find him?
Yeah. but even if Tim Sherwood had stayed the manager for 2 more years, or somebody other than Poch had come in, would Harry Kane have been given that chance into the next season?
I think the Poch just improves players immeasurably. You can see it with so many other, like all the players at Southampton, they were never as good as they were under Poch. I think as soon as Poch left, they weren't. Yeah, they all got moves, but they never played as well as they did.
About how many players has he made England internationals?
Yeah, crazy. Even Ryan Mason.
Just general internationals. Lucas Moura didn't have a look in at the Brazil squad before Poch.
Foyth getting in the squad.
Foyth,
Gazaniga,
Winks,
Harry Winks,
Luke Shaw, Trippier,
Adam Lallana, Ricky Lambert. He made an England international.
The list goes on.
It's just ridiculous these players who've fallen away as well since he's not manager.
I mean, he got Sissoko back in the French squad as well, in the France squad.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
but do you think it says a lot about our defence? Before while Vertonghen was injured, because no one really mentioned it that we missed him too much while he was injured. I guess it was. We can all agree we missed him.
I think
we can all agree we missed him. But it wasn't like every week we were saying, "Oh, we need Jan Vertonghen back." That was really struggling.
That's credit for Foyth for coming back in for coming in and doing so well. But I think we did miss him because our defence did look frail, especially the first part of the season. I think we've got better gradually, especially since Foyth have come in. But we definitely missed him before Foyth was playing those games. Because Davinson didn't have a good first start to the season. Start to the season.
Yeah, you're right.
So we missed him when he was playing bad, but when Foyth came in, I think it was a bit less. But it's so good to have him back, you know.
Oh, he's such a classy defender.
Such an important, I think, figure in the dressing room as well for some of the young players. He's got a lot of experience.
Do you think he's a mould of a captain?
Oh, definitely, 100%.
Would you put him as our captain?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Personally, I love
over Kane, over Lloris.
Over Lloris, yes. Over Kane. Just because of the position I think he plays. I think your captain has to be either a centre half or a centre midfielder. That's just a personal opinion. But I just think
you're the manager. Who are you putting as captain? Kane.
Right now, Jan. In 2-3 years, when Jan's 33, 34, maybe Kane.
It's mad when you think about it, because we've got about 7 or 8 players who are all captains for their national side.
One of our issues in many recent years has been we've had a lack of leadership since Ledley King, really, Michael Dawson. And even when Dawson was the captain, as big of a legend as he is, we didn't win anything. He didn't lead us anywhere.
Yeah. However great Michael Dawson was for us, he wasn't that great.
Yeah, he just had the passion.
He looked awful when Ledley King was not next to him.
Yeah.
When Ledley King was next to him, he looked great, but Ledley King could make anyone look great. What a man that guy is.
I think
I won't hear a bad word about Dawson spoken on my watch.
No.
You know I'm right though.
Dawson's a legend.
Bad word.
I love Michael Dawson. I've never seen a footballer with as much passion.
It was a travesty that he never went to the World Cup in 2010. Absolute travesty.
Dawson for England.
Oh, I miss Michael Dawson. You know what? You ever saw that on Sky Sports?
PSV.
Oh, that was absolutely brilliant. He still loves Spurs. You can absolutely see that.
Do you know Jack Ezekiel?
Yeah, I do. Why? Oh God, I told him not to. Oh well.
He commented, "Boys in jean jackets with a heart."
Oh, thank you, Jack. Thank you. I'll see you soon, buddy.
There's quite a few people who you might know on this comment section. Do you know this guy called Tom Zini?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's commenting a lot.
I warned you before, to be fair.
Yeah, you did warn me.
Sissoko is a damn engine. So is your mum.
Is that Tom?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
good one, Tom.
Yeah.
Cheers, mate.
There was a shout out I needed to give. We'll just read through the comments quickly. Tottenham for life. He's a 12-year-old, biggest Spurs fan ever. Hello, Tottenham for life. Yeah, but what was that? George Lee. Do you know who George Lee is?
Yeah, I do actually. He's actually a gooner, so he's probably come out with something very anti-Tottenham.
What's he doing on Toucan TV?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Get out of here. We're going to batter you a lot this weekend.
Sam Morris says unpopular opinion, Spurs are shit. Yeah.
I think he's a United fan, that kid.
You know,
I don't think he's ever been to Old Trafford. I don't think he's actually ever been to Old Trafford as a United fan. Living in London.
If we would have gone there in
support your local club teams.
August, early September. What happened at Old Trafford?
Exactly, 3-0.
Here's an interesting question from
exactly the years to go over Old Trafford.
From Oliver Saint says currently who is our best centre mid pairing?
Ben for CB, is that me or Ben Davis?
It's got to be. Were you commenting on your own?
No, it's Mari.
Ben for CB. Yeah, it's you. I think you can. Your nose can get anything away.
Ben for centre back.
I may as well go in goal.
Who do you currently think is our best centre mid pairing?
Oh, tough.
That's a tough one.
That's tough.
Go.
Because as good as Sissoko's been,
yeah.
Currently, who's our current starting centre mids? Obviously, you can't rule out Wanyama at the moment.
It's Winks and Sissoko.
You think?
I really think so.
I'm not sure.
You think he'll play that on Sunday?
I play Dyer.
Probably not.
Well, I mean,
he'll play Dyer on
He'll
Sunday.
play Dyer Sissoko on the weekend.
I like this 4-3-1-2 though.
No, I don't think Winks will start.
Yeah.
Really?
I think
don't
personally, I think, my opinion, our best two are Dyer and Sissoko. Just from what I've seen this. He's obviously
Dyer holding and Sissoko driving.
Yeah, Sissoko kind of doing this. Obviously, when Sissoko is on his job, doing what he has been doing, please, like, go with it. But when Sissoko was his old Sissoko, that didn't work because Sissoko did nothing before, and Dyer doesn't attack, and Dyer can't pass. Let's put it this way. But Sissoko is now doing his job. He can pass. He's driving the ball forward, which is why at the moment I feel like Dyer and Sissoko are our best options.
But then at the moment you probably say Dyer and Sissoko, but if we're talking about what's our best midfield partnership, Dembele.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think you've got to say currently Dembele's injured. Like, obviously I would say Dembele and Wanyama, but they're both injured. You know.
I don't think I'd say Dembele Wanyama if we were talking about a fully fit.
Can't see Wanyama.
If we were talking about a fully fit midfield, it has to be Dembele and Wanyama. But Wanyama's not been fully fit for 2 years, so you can't say it. I'm saying currently our best. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, do you think Dyer and Sissoko?
I never ever thought I'd say that.
You think Dyer had a Winks? That's interesting. I can't.
It depends on what kind of game.
Dyer
it is.
and Winks, you said.
And
Dyer and Sissoko.
The demands of each game is going to be different. The demands of a North London derby is going to be different to a trip to
it's mad. Sissoko is
Swansea
just
or something.
Yeah.
But it depends on what kind of opposition you're playing, how they're going to lay out, what kind of midfielders are they going to play, which is why I think against Chelsea they played three quality midfielders in Kante, Kovacic and who's the other one?
Jorginho, yeah.
They're three really good midfielders, but I think
he's still trying to catch Son.
He's still running down that right. He's still running around Wembley.
He's still kicking the air.
But I think the reason what helped us get those 3 points and annihilate Chelsea Saturday is the power we had of Dyer and Sissoko in the midfield. They were just overpowering the three relatively passing-based midfielders. I know Kante is a small man machine, but he can't do it on his own.
Well, he's still in Sissoko's back pocket,
exactly.
He got bullied by Sissoko.
As a lot of Chelsea fans said, Kante was their only decent, other than the goalie. Kante was their only relatively good player against us, but he can't do it on his own, which is why the other two just got a bit overrun. They're just passing-based midfielders, and they got overrun by two boys with a bunch of energy, good quality with the ball, without the ball, and defensively really solid. So.
I think Sarri said after the game he got caught out by Poch's formation. He wasn't expecting it. He was very surprised by it. And I think again we've seen this time after time, season after season from Pochettino. He can adapt his formation to what's suiting the players at that current moment. And at the moment it's 4-3-1-2. I really like the look of it. It gives us creativity in the centre of Eriksen and Dele. We don't lose any defensive stability because we still got Sissoko and Dyer. Sissoko just up and down the pitch, and obviously Dyer sitting in there. And we've got two up front with Son stretching the lines, and obviously Harry Kane is Harry Kane. You can never leave him alone. So I think this formation is really I'm expecting us to play that on Sunday. So I can see us for the time being that being our formation, and especially with Aurier in the form he's in. Fair play to him.
Yeah, I think he's been very quietly each game, gradually getting better. Still, we've got those mistakes. I think he made one last night, but made up for it immediately with one of a really good tackle.
Like we've said before, we don't mind mistakes as long as you're making up for it, and that's exactly
As long as the effort and the work rate and the commitment is there. I think we're at our best when we press.
Of course we are.
100%. The reason why we're losing, well, not losing, we haven't been playing so well is even if we are grinding out results, is the press. It's not there. You look at these players; they're all very, very fit. Like, they're all very physically fit. They can run all day. Just press these teams. They don't want the ball. No one wants you pressing up against you on your own edge of your own box. So I think Arsenal on Sunday will be another. Shkodran Mustafi isn't going to want Kane, Son, and Eriksen pressing him.
They don't want it.
They really don't want it.
But I think it's harder though to use that kind of tactic against a team like Inter Milan on Wednesday when they sit so deep. They don't mind you pressing because they can just hoof it long and then go back into their defensive position. Whereas against Chelsea, it was a different kind of situation as they were a lot more open. They left a lot more space in behind and they actually came to win. So when we pressed them, when we were winning the ball in dangerous positions, we could actually turn over the transitions very quickly, start attacks and find holes in their defence, whereas Inter Milan, it wasn't that simple. I don't think you could just press them high and then win the ball in kind of their half and kind of look for quick turnovers and look for quick attacking positions. It wasn't that simple. So it all depends what opposition you come against, which is why I'm so happy we found a solution against Inter Milan, because it was a different, I know it was just, but it was a different approach. It was a different game to the game against Chelsea. And I think we just showed two sides to us, that we can grind out results if you're going to sit deep. We're willing to be patient, willing to try and break you down.
We've been grinding out results all season.
Exactly. And Chelsea, we showed against Chelsea, if you want to take us on, if you want to come here and try and win, we'll just obliterate you like we did against them. And I think it's given a lot of food for thought for managers who watching us play, trying to figure out how they're going to beat us. It's going to be a struggle.
You said you love that 4-3-1-2 formation.
Yeah, 4-3-1-2.
4-1-3-2, 4-3-1-2.
I think it's 4-3-1-2. Yeah.
Whatever it was that we played against Chelsea.
Then 3, then 2 up front.
No, it's more of a Dyer, Sissoko and Eriksen with Ali just behind Son and Kane.
Would you be surprised if on the weekend it changed again?
Though. Yeah.
Would I be surprised if we changed it again? I wouldn't be surprised if we do. We did change it against Inter. We actually started the game with a 4-2-3-1 and then changed it for 4-3-1-2.
Yeah, it didn't
in
work.
The second half. We put Lucas up front. It wasn't quite working. We changed him for Son, and then we changed formation. And then it started to work again. I think sometimes sometimes we can stagnate in certain formations, then Poch kind of freshens it up with a new, he's changed it to 5 at the back before.
That
exactly.
really went bad, didn't it?
Yeah. And we change, you know, so Poch knows how to freshen things up. He always has people degrade him for not having a plan B, but I always see him willing to change formation and change personnel when needed. So I think I can see us playing 4-3-1-2. I think that's the formation that's working at the moment.
No, I see as well. It's just I wouldn't be surprised. We're all sitting here. We can all make our guesses and think, oh, it'll be the same lineup that from Saturday. But then you wouldn't be surprised if we got there on Sunday and it was Foyth at centre back, Winks comes in, maybe Lucas. You wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't complain either because
how strong our squad is.
Exactly, because you wouldn't complain because they're all top players and he's still a top manager. And you don't. We as Spurs fans, we won't question him. I think I said to you before the game against Chelsea, I said that we'll always trust him, and even if he gets it wrong, we'll always trust his decision, and it worked on Saturday. I think when we saw the lineup on Saturday, we were all a bit.
Yeah, you weren't happy with the lineup, but what ultimately he said was like, just trust in Poch, he's going to get it right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just think that it's full of confidence. All these players are full of confidence, full of belief. We see the videos on social media of them all as
playing Uno.
Yeah, but as a tight unit, it's really good to see. Something we haven't seen for not my lifetime.
Yeah, I mean,
don't know about you two.
Oh yeah, the likes of David Ginola and Les Ferdinand. What team spirit we had back then.
This is what I love about this team so much, is the camaraderie Pochettino is, the connection to the fans that Pochettino has brought with him. I think we're all pulling in the same direction. I think obviously this season there's been quite a bit of negativity brewing over this season for various reasons, stadium and whatnot.
Because of on the pitch stuff. It's literally off the field antics.
Yeah, I think people, us included, were worried that off the pitch was going to affect what was happening on the pitch. But you know what? Poch has proved us wrong so many times. The amount of times I've seen a lineup and think, what's he doing? And then in the first half an hour, we're breezing like 3-0 up or something.
It's the same as subs. The amount of times he's gone to bring someone on, you've gone, why?
Yeah, what's going on here?
We're 1-0 down here, but then it's worked. I think. Do you remember when we were a goal down at Anfield last year and he was getting ready to bring on Wanyama?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why are you bringing on a defensive midfielder? 1-0 down at Anfield, and then he's blasted it in from the halfway line or something.
We should have won that game.
Yeah, we should have won that game as well.
I don't know how we didn't.
But Kane missed a penalty.
Well, yeah, and that.
But let's talk.
And then we let in some world-class goal from Salah.
Yeah, yeah. Let's talk about the Chelsea game a bit though, because why not?
Very,
let's keep talking about that Chelsea game.
I think Lewis is watching. So
yeah, hi Lewis.
Let's talk about it.
Boys.
Come here then. Should watch Lewis's Chelsea vlog.
Lewis, they're all still waiting for you. I'm sorry.
But I've never seen such an annihilation as we did against them. It was actually, well, I think it's no exaggeration to say it really should have been 5 or 6, the chances we created.
5 or 6?
At least that.
No way, it should have been 8 or 9.
With the amount of chances we created. What do you think
would have flattered them?
Is it a case of like it was when Pep first came to the league? He kind of was breezing the first few games, then came up against Spurs and kind of got found out a bit. Do you think that was Sarri's moment of being found out?
Yeah, it's interesting because I think Chelsea have been also trudging along recently. I think they started off the season really well, but they've been in a bit of a decline, and I think the Spurs game was a bit of a wake-up call for them.
What do you?
It's difficult. Go on, you go.
No, we sussed Chelsea out their defence mainly, which is what we sussed them out when we played them, and now it's the similar situation on Sunday because Chelsea were there for the taking. Their defence is not good. Let's put it. David Luiz is not good, and you showed it on Sunday. So he just passed him so easily.
The Chelsea fans have been banging on about Rudiger all season, but he got completely.
He should have been sent off.
Yeah.
Their defence, Chelsea's, was there for the taking. All we had to do was press them, and they weren't good on the ball. Their defence is not comfortable on the ball, and we pressed them, and we caused them a lot of issues, and obviously we got the goals and we won the game. And on Sunday, that is exactly what we have to do.
We all know about Arsenal's defence this
Arsenal's
season.
defence is there for the taking. You press that defence, they will make mistakes. That defence is not good. All right, they have a decent attack, but we have to be wary of that. But the defence is there for the taking. We press like we did against Chelsea. It could be a good day on Sunday.
If we come out with that intent, it can be a really
from start to finish on Saturday. From the very first whistle to the very last, I thought they did not stop running. They pressed for 90 minutes. We created one. I don't want to bring up a negative point over such a positive game, but
no, let it go.
Well, I just think. But you say we could have won 6, 7, 8, whatever you think, however many you think we should have scored.
Well,
but
Son
then
should have got 5 times.
that's been a problem this season. finishing chances, not clinical enough. You look back at Inter Milan away when we somehow lost that, and PSV away where we missed Champions League. But even in the Premier League,
in Man City, we missed
Man
a couple
City
of
missed a
chances,
huge sitter. Liverpool probably had a couple of chances. Watford away definitely should have got a couple more.
Really could have taken.
It's been a really big problem.
It's what's cost us, isn't it?
But they were still
Which is what on Sunday, when these chances come on Sunday, because they will come, we will have chances on Sunday. They've got to be taken. They have to be taken on Sunday. And also I think if we can keep the likes of Aubameyang and Lacazette quiet, because even as a Spurs fan, Lacazette's been really good this season. Can't say he's not. He's been really
and Aubameyang
impressive
as well, both of them.
I've been more impressed with Lacazette. I think Aubameyang's been a bit
and Toby, though.
Exactly, and I think we've dealt with Aubameyang a couple of times before, and we dealt with him quite well. But I think if we can keep those two quiet, like we kept Hazard quiet, I think there's absolutely no reason why we can't replicate Saturday.
Don't need to worry about Aubameyang. He doesn't like top 6 sides.
Really. And Ozil doesn't like showing up in big games.
And Leno hasn't made a clean sheet yet.
Hasn't he?
Nope.
He's not kept a clean sheet yet.
Not one.
Have they kept a clean sheet this season? Well,
Maybe
they
we'll
kept one
check.
tonight. They kept one tonight in the.
I think they
Europa
kept a
League,
couple.
The Czech played tonight.
Oh yeah, it's also not hard when you're playing in some random city in Eastern Europe.
Yeah. Ukraine's not even
The
finest.
Ukrainian fourth best side or something.
Do you think Chelsea are over? Do you think the way we played against Chelsea? Do you think we'll finish above them now this season? I know it's hard to base on one game, but
It's very early.
I know. But before the game, everyone was saying top 3 was nailed on, and then it was Spurs, United, or Arsenal for the 4th place. Do you see that
tough.
differently now? Do you think it's now Chelsea are in it with the other teams?
I always felt like that. Like beginning of the season, it's very hard to tell. Some teams start off on fire, some teams start off slow. As you can see, Spurs have started off slow, but we were getting the points on the table. The reason we started off slow was because of injuries, and I know you weren't happy with the start of the season, but I think we've done really well with the kind of situation we've
Credit
been
to
put
the
in.
manager, really.
And you've seen now with with all our best players back for the Chelsea game, was the first game they've all been back in the same side. We destroyed them.
Yeah, as in, if you look in the last couple years, you could say that when we played poorly, we don't get the points. That's it. If we play poorly, that's it. We'll get run over. But this season has showed that the squad have matured, and even if we're playing badly, which to be honest, in most of the season we have not been good, we're getting results, and that is really important when you're pushing teams like Liverpool and Man City, they don't really have an off day, let's be honest, but other teams like Liverpool and stuff, when we were losing games, when we were poor and we were losing games, Liverpool were poor and they were winning games. There was the difference there. But this season, we're getting the job done. We're not playing well and we're getting the points, which is, no, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, for sure. Do you think we've improved on last season?
It's difficult to say because we've only been one game with our full strength side.
I know, but what I would say is last season, for the first half of the season anyway, we had stupid draws against Burnley, against Swansea, all these silly draws
West Brom.
Well, we did lose to Watford.
And what we've done this season, but what we've done this season, we've cut out those draws. We've on our first 13 games, exactly. First 13 games, we've won 10, lost 3. I know we've obviously lost to Watford, and then Watford in the top 2. But we've cut out those silly draws we were getting at home away from home, struggling to break down teams and getting over the line. I know the Champions League is still we have to beat Barcelona to get through.
On the flip side as well, we beat Liverpool at home last season. We beat Watford, or we drew with Watford away last season.
I know when you compare game to game, you can look at that, but
we were poor against Liverpool.
But I think
we really
as a
poor.
team,
still could have got something at the end though.
Yes,
it should have been.
We could have,
penalty,
but there's a difference between when you play badly and you play a team. No disrespect, but let's say a team like Palace, who really could have nicked something in that game. There's a difference between you play a poorer side like Palace and you play badly, and you play a better side like Liverpool and you play badly. Liverpool will punish you. That's the difference, and that's what's happened to us in some of the big games.
In that Palace game, if Zaha was playing, then who knows what could have happened.
It's the same. Even in the Barcelona game, we didn't deserve anything out of it. Barcelona took what they deserved with 3 points. But we definitely they were. It was a pleasure to watch them, but we could have come out of that thinking when it was 3-1 or 3-2.
Yeah.
We had a chance at 3-2. I think we could have walked away with that with a point. Yeah. It's about we got to take our chances against these big teams if we want to progress. It's not good enough to.
It won't be as easy as it was against Chelsea, against most big teams. I think you'd say that.
I mean, Chelsea
against Liverpool and City.
But I don't see why not. If we play like we played against Chelsea, against all these teams, then we can give anyone a game on that day.
City are good enough to figure out and how to break that press. City are good enough for that. I don't know if Liverpool are yet, but we'll see.
We're 6 points better off at this stage this season than we were last season.
Yeah, back to your point about are we better this season to last season? I'll probably say yes, just because our fringe players who were not getting a look in or even like playing well when they did get a look in last season are absolutely sensational this season. When you're looking at Foy, if you're looking at Lamela, you're looking at Sissoko. Is there anyone else?
Lucas
as well, yeah. You know, all these four players.
Foy,
all these four players are pretty much like new signings. I know it's been said before, and people like to take the piss out of it, but they literally are.
I also think Toby missed a lot of football last season.
Yeah,
him as well. Yeah,
got injured back in that Real Madrid game. And didn't play again until around well into the new year.
When he did play,
it was always either on the bench or. Yeah. And I think he's been a really, really big bonus to have in that team again. Aurier as well has come in. No one can. Everyone was thinking, Trippier. Everyone completely slates our right backs, me included. But I've got nothing to complain about from Aurier's last couple of games. He's been solid. He's got up and down that right hand side. I think he tried to play as a centre midfielder for the last 10 minutes yesterday.
But I've been saying it for a while. If Aurier has all the right attributes,
he wasn't
a world-class right back.
Exactly. He wasn't at PSG for no reason.
Just need to get rid of the slide tackles.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
he hasn't given away a penalty this season, has he?
Yeah, not yet.
And he hasn't given away a foul throw either.
Yeah, exactly.
So the signs are good. This is good signs.
I like his combination with Sissoko. I think they work well together.
Yeah.
They're good friends, I think.
Good friends on
and off the pitch.
Yeah, they used to play together at Toulouse, and I think they have a good connection.
That was
the first time I saw that was Real Madrid away.
Yeah. That was a problem with Sissoko. Everyone used to say, he just passes those 5 yards to Aurier. They just pass to each other and hope that nothing happens. I think it was Aurier who won the ball back last night and set the goat away, and the rest last night's
I don't know if you've noticed this, but since Sissoko's come on form, he started doing all these press conferences.
Yeah, he was
doing everything.
He did the pre-match last night.
Did he do the pre-match?
He did the pre-match and the post.
Yeah, he did.
He did. Yeah,
he's the only Spurs player in the squad actually who follows us, Musa. He's the first.
Is he?
Yeah, he follows us.
He's watching right now.
Come on, Musa. Well, I think we were probably the first Spurs account to give him any sort of love, so he just started following us. Absolutely brilliant. But yeah, I would say in terms of are we better than last season, I think we've more matured. I think we've shown this season we can get over the line in most games, as Daniel was saying, when we're not playing well. I think as we've seen, the draws have been cut out. It's just whether a case of if we don't get out the Champions League group though, how big of a blow would that be, do you think? If we go to Barcelona and don't get the result we want, is that a step? How much of a step backwards do you think that is?
It's difficult.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, because who do we get in? So are you saying if we drop into the
Europa League? Yeah,
Europa League. It's difficult. It depends who we play. Where do we have to go on that Thursday night? Who have we got 3 days after?
We'll put it this way: what would you prefer, to finish in the top 4 or to win Europa League?
Win Europa League. Yeah. When was last? Yeah, I'd love to win a European trophy.
Well, what's the point there?
Huh?
What was the point?
The point is, I can't remember your question.
But I do think the Europa League. I'd rather win the Europa League than finish in the top 4, because we can't just keep finishing in the top 4 and not win a trophy.
Yeah. Fair.
And if we win the Europa League, I think we get the Champions League. Europa League. So.
Yeah, but
Champions League.
My point being,
Champions League and a trophy. So.
Last season though, how we played in the Champions League were absolutely fantastic by and large for most of the games. Even the game we lost against Juventus, we played very well. You kind of look at that campaign and think, okay, next season we're gonna step up a bit, maybe even get to the semis or something. Try, because we were really unlucky against that Juventus.
I think
we
had a tougher group this year. Not like it's an excuse,
Juventus,
but
okay.
Unlucky against PSV, unlucky against Inter.
Well,
how many times can we get unlucky?
Okay, maybe we were in a slightly tougher group than we were last year. Fair enough, but I think we look at this Champions League campaign and we're probably thinking that we have to do better than we did last campaign, considering that we should have really gotten past Juventus last season, and by and large we played very well in the Champions League. So to go out on the group stage of this season,
it would be really disappointing.
Yeah, is that a big step backwards, do you think?
It depends. It's such a tough question, because we don't. It's only November and we don't know what is going to happen at the end of it. Are we gonna win a trophy? Are we gonna finish in the top 4? What's going to happen?
It's true.
So it's tough. right now it would be a big blow, I think, mentally.
I mean, obviously it's a step backwards going from qualifying to not qualifying, but when you actually look at it, we deserve to go through in this group. We actually deserve it, because that Inter Milan game and that PSV game, we were much better than them.
Yeah, it's all like,
but you can't say we deserve it just by performing for 87. Because you can't go to Milan in the San Siro, play well for 87 minutes and somehow lose 2-1. Same with going to PSV, being 2-1 up with 5 minutes to go, and somehow your captain and your goalie sent off.
If we don't get out of this group, it's all our own fault.
Exactly. No one else to blame but ourselves. There were no dodgy decisions. There were no. It was all nothing. It was all on us. All on that Russia. All on those Russia blood to the head moments.
Even if we get a draw in,
I think, and at the time when we lost in Milan, that was the time where conceding from set pieces was a given.
Yeah. All these big games where we're losing at the moment, it's all on us. When you look back at the semi-finals, when you look back at last year to Juve, you know, all of these are our own doing. All of them. No,
I think in that United semi-final, he got the team wrong.
Sorry, what was that?
He got the team wrong in the United semi-final. Definitely.
So.
Vorming goal.
Okay, yeah. Vorming goal for sure, but did it have too much of an outcome there? Maybe he could. Yeah, he should have saved the goal, but I don't know.
Just having Lloris in goal, as your captain, it just gives that whole boost to that back forward. It just spreads.
Like, if you don't play your club captain in the biggest game of your season,
exactly. Why? It's not about loyalty. There's no loyalty in football anymore. So why is
loyalty in football died in 2001?
Exactly.
It's funny though, in the Champions League, what's been our undoing has been late goals, but it's also been our doing as well, because 2 late goals have saved us in this Champions League against PSV and against Inter Milan. Yeah. Obviously Barcelona it's well documented, they're already through top of the league. Do you think we'll have any chance of going there and winning? Can you see us winning?
Come on, put your neck out on the line then.
I can see it. Why not? But it depends on the team. They play.
He said, "Why not?" I'll tell you many reasons.
Yeah, look, you can sit here and say Messi. You can sit here and say all the reasons why not. It's the new camp. It's Barcelona. It's Messi. It's
Messi. That's what you need to say.
Yeah, it's
it's the new cap at the end of the day.
Exactly.
You know what you're up against.
And there's no reason why we can't win.
All the people saying
in our hands.
It's in our hands. Please.
Messi's hands.
Please, Messi. Please, just let us.
We've got the ability to go there. And one thing about these big sides, that these world-class sides like Barcelona, Real Madrid, Juve. Well, this doesn't really apply. The big sides from Spain, France, they can't defend.
I hope they haven't lost at home in the Champions League since like 2014 or something.
Yeah, they might not have, but Juve last season hadn't conceded a home goal in however many long until we came.
That's true.
Yeah.
So there's many reasons that there will be loads of reasons to go there with confidence.
As long as be broken.
Yeah, it's possible to go there win. Why not? But obviously it's going to be hard, and I think we might fancy ourselves on that big pitch. It's a huge pitch. I think it's bigger than Wembley, and it's and the grass will be absolutely perfect. I think Harry Kane will have a field day against 2.
He looks
back.
PK,
he
looks back.
Yeah, last night I thought he was brilliant.
He looks back to his usual stuff. He's been scoring goals for us this season, but he hasn't looked himself. He hasn't been,
I think in flashes. In some games, he's looked like he's about to be back, but then the next game he goes back.
I think he's changed his role a bit. I think he's dropping a lot deeper. Exactly. I think in parts of the game what he's doing, he's dropping a lot deeper. He's making a lot of space for the other attacking players, which is why I think you've seen improved output from like people like Lamella and Lucas. And obviously you're seeing at the moment more space for people like Son and Eriksen and Dele. You're seeing more of an output from them because I think Kane has adjusted his role a bit. Obviously you still want to see him, having like 100 shots a game, which he usually does, and bags a couple of goals. But I think he's doing more work for the team than he used to. Not that he didn't do a lot of work for the team before, but I think he's kind of sacrificed a bit of his own goal scoring threat.
I think
for the benefit of the team.
I think it suits this formation we're playing at the moment. I think it suits him if he's going to drop deep. It allows Dele Alli is basically, when Kane drops deep, Dele Alli is basically a striker. Basically goes up top with Son, and I think if he's going to drop deep and then he'll pick up the ball just inside the opposition half, he'll ping that ball 80 yards to Aurier, and then if he's not in the box, you're thinking, oh, Harry Kane's not in the box, but then you've got Dele Alli who's big, he's like 6 foot. You've got Son in there to come in and win to attack the ball, which is why I think it works. And I think that's what Chelsea had a lot of problems with, was the movement of Ali, the movement of Son, and when Harry Kane plays, like his movement it drags defenders away. It dragged.
They have to follow him.
They have to follow him.
You can't leave him alone.
You can't leave Harry Kane free. And so on Saturday against Chelsea, Rudiger or Luiz, they followed him out, and it created a space in behind the two fullbacks for Son and Dele to attack. And then Eriksen was barely challenged on Saturday.
What lovely balls Eriksen putting in the box, man.
Different class.
Time after time, he was finding Sonny.
Really
and
good.
Ali, to be honest, it's just
it was the first time this season against Chelsea that we played Son, Dele, Eriksen, and Kane all together.
No coincidence.
No coincidence. We all clicked all of a sudden. I know. Listen, you got to give credit to Lamela and Lucas, who've done a great job first half of the season, kind of holding the fort while these players were kind of out injured. But in reality, Lamela especially, but in reality, that the attacking play hasn't been we haven't seen that kind of cohesive attacking play for the whole season as we did against Chelsea. And yeah, it's no coincidence that our attacking players are. It's the first game they've been fit and firing and fresh and with boundless amounts of energy. And we've been saying this all season. It's just a matter of time before those players come back into form and it all starts to click. And I think we're seeing that now. And I think it's coming exactly at the right time. Exactly at the right time.
We always seem to click around this time.
Yeah, and also Eriksen, he came out and said, for the first half of the season, I've been injured. I haven't felt myself. And he said, what was it? Was it before the Chelsea game he said it?
He said
I feel like I'm back to my best now. Yeah. I'm feeling fresh and I'm coming back to ruin people's lives, basically. And he ruined Chelsea's lives and he come on and he ruined Inter's lives as well. And that's 2 games since he said that.
I hate to drop a whole negative kind of comment on this. But as we're on the subject of Kane and the attacking...
It wouldn't be the same without negative comment.
Why doesn't Kane and Lucas work?
I was thinking that before.
It's a good point. It worked at Old Trafford, but that's probably the only time it worked.
Yeah, but that's Fulham, maybe.
Yeah.
Kane and Lucas. Kane is not himself when Lucas plays with him. When Lucas goes off, Kane is a different player.
For me, I tell you what I think the problem with Lucas is. I think Lucas is a fabulous player technically, and I think what the problem with him up front with Kane is that he looks to come to the ball too much. Lucas, for all his pace and all his how fast he is, he doesn't really run in behind. He kind of likes the ball to feet, and he likes dribbling past players. Yeah. That's what he likes. He likes the ball to feet.
That's something I think we've missed though. Is someone to take the ball and
fair, but that's why it works so well with Son, because Son is always running, and he also likes the ball to feet and taking players on, but he was also amazing at running it behind, stretching the play and leaving space for other players. And Kane also kind of likes the ball to feet as well. And when you got two players like that with him and Kane and Lucas up front, I kind of feel like it's a bit too congested because no one's really running in behind as much.
Like you said with Son also likes its feet, but the thing as a defender, you're not sure is he going to go because he's so quick. Is he going to move, come and get the ball short, play a quick 1-2 and get in behind, or is he just going to run in behind? So as a defender, you're always on that last I don't know what the word is, but that last sort of like. If you're a back four and you're trying to step forward to catch him offside, or do I keep step back in case he goes short? It's difficult.
Good decision to make.
The word you're missing is shitting it.
Yeah, that's 2 words.
2 words.
I just feel like Lucas. I love Lucas.
He's only been here since January.
I know, but
didn't play till the
I
start
get
of
that,
the
and he's
season.
been great this season.
Sissoko.
I know. I'm not saying Lucas is bad or anything.
No, I know.
I'm just saying he doesn't use his pace enough in terms of off the ball. I think he's too much focused on his on-the-ball play in terms of getting the ball and dribbling past a couple players, which is amazing at. But I feel like if he was to run in behind defences more, he'd just be a different kind of threat, and he would give defenders something else to think about. What are you laughing at?
I'm just trying to read this comment here.
Oh, I have to read out now. We've waited too long. It says, lads, what's the difference between a gooner and a catfish? Well, one's a bottom-dwelling mudsucker and the other one's a fish. From Montreal Spurs. Up the Montreal Spurs. Here's an interesting one. Danny Rose to start on Sunday.
That's weird. I was about to say, does Danny Rose start on Sunday?
He was on the bench against Inter Milan.
Was he?
Yeah, he was on the bench.
Yeah.
He didn't come on. Yeah, he came on. Davis obviously played 2 games this week. Is it too big of a game to just chuck Rose in his first game back from injury, or do you think he's ready?
Yeah, I think so. It's too early thing. And I think Ben Davis as well. He's looked much better in the last couple of games. So
I think Ben Davis.
Ben Davis needs a lot more credit.
I think Ben Davis is a better defender.
He may not have been earlier been putting in the performances, but where's the rotation in the whole squad? And you look at the one player who's always there, and Ben Davies has played all those games. We have no other left back.
Kind of had to.
That's what I mean. He has to play it, and the fact that he's kept himself fit, and that he's fit enough to play the full 90 minutes every week, 2 games a week, pretty much. Like, he deserves a lot more credit than he's given.
Well.
Yeah, recently he's been really, really good. Inter was good.
The guy must be super fit.
But whenever, go on.
No,
Trace
go
a
on.
lot of sheep.
No.
All right. Are you sure?
Please, you go.
Please,
No, come on.
You're the guest. You're the guest.
It's your show. You go.
I was just
going to say Ben Davies is a better defender than Danny Rose. Obviously, we know Danny Rose's abilities going forward, and sometimes he can be unplayable. I think both of them have the worst final ball of left backs around. They both can't cross to save their lives. But I would start Davies on Sunday. I think like you guys said, he's been really, really quietly really good as a defender. And it's good because Aurier likes to go forward a lot, and Ben Davies still does go forward and get into good positions. So I wouldn't be fussed if it was Davies.
I've dug out Ben Davies so much this season.
So yeah, I've done it since he signed.
The season really, really poorly. Like last season, he was brilliant for pretty much the whole season. This season, I think he's been pretty poor up until 3-4 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. A lot of people on here in my podcast, when I keep digging him out, are saying, "Oh, leave off him. He's a good player." Blah blah blah. But credit where credit's due, because he has come to the fore and he's playing brilliant.
I feel bad for him because whenever he has a bad game, he gets highlighted. But the thing is, he plays every single week, as Daniel was saying. There's so much pressure on him because he's already left back, really who's being fit for most of the season. And fullbacks are one of the most demanding positions in our team. Although they have to be up and down the whole game. And Davies, I think, deserves so much credit for being able to keep up with the team, being able to kind of, while everyone else gets to rotate, he doesn't get to rotate. He has to play every game.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's tough for him, and he deserves a lot of credit for keeping up the standards.
I still feel we need to upgrade our fullbacks, though.
So do I.
Yeah.
Big time.
Oh, yeah.
We had the good ones.
Yeah, we had them.
Yeah, how much does City want for Walker back? We'll throw in Trippier 10-0.
They'll pay us and Walker.
We'll give them Walker
mate.
Peters, and hopefully they don't notice.
No, we'll put out the rumour that Madrid want Trippier again, and maybe City will come in.
I say we should sign Ryan Sessegnon, but I haven't been impressed with him.
Yeah,
this
not
season.
really.
That's from Daniel Gion.
But yeah, exactly.
Wan-Bissaka's a good right back. Ryan Sessegnon. Well, the thing is, he's 18, so he's still got a long way to go. Ryan Sessegnon. I think Poch will probably do wonders with him. I'll take
18,
him for sure.
English, Poch.
Exactly. I'll take them.
It's meant to be.
Yeah, Poch wants to sign English players, doesn't he?
I think he's more of a left winger.
I don't know.
I think at the
a
moment
left wing back?
Fulham,
Maybe.
Potentially, but I don't know if his defensive games.
he's new Bale. Starts at left back. You'll see him up front for us soon.
Ryan Sessegnon, he plays on the left.
I think Rose will play on Sunday. I've got a feeling he will.
start.
I think look, he
It
put
wouldn't surprise me,
Vertonghen in straight
classic
didn't he,
Poch.
against Inter Milan.
Classic
I
Poch
guess
to
he
chuck
had
in
to.
something in a big game.
Bit harsh on Davies though.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I think that Davies has played two massive games this week. He's probably taken a lot out of him. He probably might need a rest.
Going for Rose to start.
Yeah, I'm going for Rose.
I just think it'll
I
be a
don't think
bit
he
too
should
soon
start.
for him.
I don't mind if Rose does start. He's obviously
well,
fit to start.
yeah.
He wouldn't start him if he wasn't fit
true.
with his injury issues. So if he does start, I'm not going to complain
exactly.
because a fit
And I
Danny
guess it's
Rose,
the same thing as Vertonghen coming straight back in as well.
a fit Danny Rose on his day is one of the best left backs in Europe. He's that season when Walker was still here. The pair of them were they gave us so much dynamic going forward.
The dynamic duo.
Yeah, they were unplayed. They have so much. Danny Rose is like for someone if someone quite short as well. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
He's strong. Glides past people, gets in good tackles, wins headers. I really like Danny Rose.
And we've lost that thing to our play since.
He could
Walker's
smile
left.
every now and again, but
He was a bit too big at the start of the season, Danny
Who?
Rose.
Yeah.
He shaved it off, but then he got injured again.
Yeah.
Oh, we've seen Lukaku though. Bloody
Oh,
hell.
God.
my
God.
oh my
Seen
god!
the
ridiculous.
photos, the difference.
Jesus.
Have you seen the
Wow.
stats since Lukaku's last scored at Old
Yeah,
Trafford?
when did he last score at Old
Was it
Trafford?
March
Because
or May?
apparently these stats are mad.
I've got no idea when he did last score, but the
I think
stats
it was-
are mad. I
yeah.
think Man City have scored 83
Apparently
goals.
Kane has scored 27 goals since Lukaku last scored at Old Trafford.
That's
Yeah,
nuts.
and Man U fans were trying to say like Lukaku was better than
Yeah,
Kane.
Imagine
One,
the
one,
comparison
one,
again.
one cost nothing.
Stephen
and one
Houghton,
cost,
I remember. Hello, Stephen.
one cost nothing, and the other cost close to 100 million.
Yeah,
So,
man.
80 million, yeah.
And can't
it's nuts. It's amazing.
I find it incredible how much you see Mourinho complain about his situation at Old Trafford, where
Mourinho's a knob.
Pochettino has had his both hands tied behind him and probably been hog-tied as well, and he's still doing a far better job than Mourinho did.
If Mourinho was under Levy, 2 weeks he'd leave. 2 weeks.
Exactly.
Mourinho must have the money.
Having said that, if Pochettino was under one of these top 4 chairmen, then he could have been gone as well.
But imagine, if you look at it now, Poch without money, imagine him with money.
Yeah.
Imagine the players he could sign if he had the financial backing like Mourinho has, and like players like Sarri has, and etc. Imagine like his financial backing. If he had that, could we you never know. We could be really up there. 'Cause obviously,
but the key word in there is could.
It is the could, yes, because we have Daniel Levy and Eric.
But then
there's a comment here saying Lukaku looks more like an NFL player. Maybe that's a good thing for Daniel Levy.
Yeah, sign him up.
He plays like an NFL player as well, blasting it over every week.
Oh man, his first touch, I've never seen anything like it. Oh my god.
Have you gone through these questions?
We've kind of gone through all of them.
Oh, you have.
I got a question for you,
Running out
Sim.
of time.
Go on.
Eriksen's
That's all right.
contract. Eriksen's contract.
Eriksen's contract. Will he sign?
I hope so. I think he will. Where would he go other than
Madrid.
the
Madrid.
Barca's in Madrid?
I think Madrid. The worrying thing is for me is that Madrid are actually needing to freshen up.
Need him.
That's the problem.
But
The
do
problem
they
is
need an attacking midfielder when they've got Isco, they've got Asensio, they've got
maybe it's not the position they need.
Do you not think he's more
Modric.
suited to Barcelona?
yeah, but again they've just signed Arthur.
Yeah.
They've got
Rakitic,
Busquets,
Coutinho. They just signed
Coutinho.
There's
Coutinho.
always room in the squad for a Christian Eriksen.
So yeah, I
You're not gonna
wouldn't
turn
be
him down.
surprised if he did go to Barcelona. Also, I think he'll sign.
Why hasn't he
Definitely.
signed already then?
Money.
I don't know.
Money.
Do you,
I got no idea.
should he be on pay
Exactly.
parity
Money.
with
We've seen it all
Harry
You know
Kane?
what it is. You know what it is.
Should he be on pay parity with Harry Kane in
Yes.
your opinion?
Yes,
Yes.
100%.
Would Harry Kane score half the goals he scores without Christian Eriksen?
Eriksen is so imperative to the way we play. He's like central to everything that we do going up
You
top.
see Harry Kane play for England, and I don't think he's the same because he doesn't. There is no Christian Eriksen in that England team. It's usually a midfield of Dyer and Delph, Loftus-Cheek, all great footballers, and they're all really good footballers, but no one to pick the ball up and ping and find and pick him out in the box. I just think that, I know he won the World Cup Golden Boot somehow, but I just think that Christian Eriksen is a key part.
Golden Boot in
history.
All his goals were class.
Yeah, the way he deflected that shot from
The way he moved his body.
Loftus-Cheek.
The way he moved his body.
Oh, second to none.
Was that his hat-trick goal?
Yeah. Class.
I think Eriksen creates a lot of Harry Kane's fortunes, and that's why I think he's got to sign. If Eriksen does go, who do we replace him with? Who do we replace him
you know
with?
what? We'd have.
Is irreplaceable?
How much would we have to spend to replace him?
Exactly. We put him for
300
8
million.
million.
Like, no, we can't
But
replace Eriksen.
Even though you're spending 300 million, who are you even spending that on?
No, I don't know. Who's better than Eriksen in his role?
Has the
Not many.
potential even to
Not
be
many
better
That
at
than
all.
would
Really?
come to Spurs.
That would
Maybe,
come to
maybe.
Spurs.
Oh, that would come to Spurs.
That would
Exactly,
come to
for
Spurs. You're not gonna
50
get-
grand a
you're
week.
Not going to get people like Dybala coming to
I
Spurs.
don't know, maybe some James Madison is the only one I can
exactly,
think
you
of.
know what I mean? And
Who's
that
not
is
good?
like,
Who's not good
Well,
enough to come play in the top
We'd have
4
to
team
sign another
at the
Eriksen and
moment.
wait 3 years for him to come as good.
I think he's good enough as a squad player, but he's not good enough to replace Eriksen.
Exactly. The only people that are good enough to replace Eriksen aren't going to come to us. The
I would have
likes.
taken Madison in the summer though.
Yeah, definitely. But again, we didn't.
Yeah.
Who's the
Pathetic.
current Ajax cam?
Frank de Jong, I think, or he's
Frankie
kind
de Jong
of.
and
know-
they've got
you know we're
Van der
like-
Beek or something.
Van den Beek, De Ligt,
He's a
who's the one
centre-back.
up front? Dolberg.
You know,
We'll take them all.
You know what we're like with Ajax. Do love you, Ajax.
We should have
though.
got Justin Kluivert as
Is he
well.
doing well at Roma?
He's doing all right, I think.
He's all right.
Yeah, doing all right. He was young. He's still, what, 18, 17? He would have been a good signing.
There are so many players we should have got.
Yeah.
It's so disappointing as we look at we could sit here for hours. We could sit here every week and discuss what we could have been. Because don't get me wrong, we're having a great season, but if we hadn't spent that money in the last couple of seasons,
Maybe we wouldn't have lost those couple of games that we did lose.
maybe we'd be
But
sitting here with 2 trophies.
Thinking about it now.
James Dickinson comments.
Cool.
He says, "Yes, Daniel."
Go, Dicko.
I think about it now. Maybe there is more of a chance that Eriksen will sign if it's But if it's a choice between us, Madrid, or Barca, like, will Madrid and Barca come in for him, given the fact there's rumours that he would cost upwards of 200 million, 250 million, if he was to leave there? Seeing as you said, Madrid have got Isco and Asensio, is it the position they need? Maybe not. Maybe they need more like a Hazard from Chelsea.
Would you, if we were offered as a club a swap deal of Modric plus a few, like 20, 25, 30 million for Eriksen?
Two left in him.
No, we need more than that.
I think.
We need like 100 million.
I think we should have got Kovacic.
We should have.
You know what? I wouldn't even take. I don't know if I'll take 100 million plus Modric right now. If you offered that for me for Eriksen, I don't think I'll take it.
If we threw in Van der Vaart, then you take it.
32, 33.
Jesus, no way.
Yeah, no.
Throw Van der Vaart, throw Ledley King back in the
All right, okay. If it was
and Michael Dawson,
a big sum of money and Bale,
How much?
60.
Oh, I've gone down here.
60 million. He got so excited.
Jesus. No, slumping. I want Eriksen
to
leaving.
go up, Sim, not down.
Yeah.
I guess that's a no then.
No, it's a definite no. It's a definite no. That's
We'll
my
just move our
reaction.
chairs for the answers now.
I like that. Oh, Eric, he needs to sign. He
really does. So does Toby.
I think they're all happy here.
But I think
moment.
Toby's replaceable. Which is
More
what's
replaceable.
different, which is why I think Eriksen's contract is more important.
We have the people to replace Toby at the moment.
Exactly, and even if we didn't, there's players out, young centre halves out there.
Looking at it now, though, as the season is at the moment, everyone, obviously us included, wanted us to sign players and everything. But would we see Sissoko as he is now if we signed another centre mid? Would we see if we signed another centre back? Would we be seeing Foyth? You know, if we. These Pochettino is a master of improving his players.
Definitely.
That's where he earns his money. I think he's all good. He's like, you know, it's not exactly
His man management skills.
exactly a second time. That's where he earns his salt. I think so. I don't know.
Players love him. Everyone at the
Exactly.
club loves him. They treat him like they're like
Yeah.
he's their dad.
I'm worried.
And instead of us betting in players, we now have a squad who know each other, who know how each other play. So I think it's our biggest weakness. We haven't signed anyone. It's also our
something
biggest
that,
strength.
Although they're above us, Liverpool, they've signed all these. They don't look the same as they did last year. They were terrifying. They don't look the same this year.
Still
Even
haven't lost the game though.
I know, but they
Doesn't matter.
they did last night.
Chelsea didn't lost the game. Arsenal haven't lost the game.
You're right.
One win, we're above Chelsea.
I said it at
And
the beginning of the
six
season.
clear
yeah.
Arsenal.
All the media go mad about Liverpool every summer.
Yeah, they spent 150 million on
They're going about
Fabinho and
Keita,
Keita.
Fabinho.
Sissoko's better than both
Where
of
they
them.
been?
Yeah,
So
exactly.
They played in the Champions League the last night. All going about Keita and Fabinho. You start in the midfield. Henderson. What was it? Who was it? Was it Henderson,
last
Milner?
night?
Yeah, they started.
Wijnaldum.
Henderson, Milner, and Wijnaldum all started on there. And I hear all those people on the radio or the Scousers talking about how I don't understand why Keita and Fabinho are on the pitch and stuff. They're sitting on the bench. You had your big signings. And
Must-win game as well.
Yeah, and you're not playing.
And now they've got to go and do what we've got to do. We've got to go to Barca and win, and they've got to play Napoli at home and win, and that is not easy.
Napoli need a win as well, I think.
Napoli,
it's a
Napoli are a
tough
good
one.
side.
There's a couple
Liverpool beat
mathematics.
Napoli. I think Napoli are out, aren't they?
No, they need to draw Napoli. Napoli can draw.
And Napoli can
'Cause
draw.
they're playing
PSG
Liverpool.
Yeah.
something to do with it as well or something. They need like a point.
But
or
what I'm saying
whatever.
is they're playing each other for that spot.
No, but they can draw Napoli. I'm saying Napoli
I
need
know,
to draw.
I know, but
Yeah,
it's
they
one
don't
or
need
the
to
other.
win.
It's one or the other.
Yeah. All right. About to run out of time. Let's get quick predictions then. North London derby.
Yeah.
What's your score prediction?
Sunday? I don't like. I mean, we saw it on Saturday. All the Chelsea fans going 3-1 Chelsea.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Don't do it, man.
Go
Don't do
big.
it.
I mean, I don't think we'll lose. I really don't think we'll
Go big or
lose.
go home.
But you said that, but you had the Spurs boys predicting Spurs wins as well. So,
Yeah.
I said draw.
well, I didn't.
You said draw for Chelsea as well too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No,
Oh,
draw.
sorry.
No,
Thought you
Inter
meant
Milan. No, for Sunday I haven't made my prediction. No, I said we'll win.
No, you
With
got
Claude.
Draw. You got to say draw.
Draw. I will draw.
It's hard. It's hard. It depends which. We saw it last year. We always went and said we'll win. We'll win. I mean, although both goals shouldn't have stood, we didn't have. I don't think we had a chance last.
Yeah, we were awful last
we were
year.
awful last year. But
Just
and I
didn't
think
turn
we are
up.
the better side out of the two. They can come in and go, oh, we're 14 unbeaten. They
Yeah, we're
play.
still above them.
They're a bit winning. They're winning games 1-0. Like their defending has been horrendous. They're getting out of jail every week. in my
At the
opinion.
moment, yeah.
defence is there
We-
for
I-
the
They are there for the taking, but the Emirates, we don't have a good record there. It's
We
a
didn't
tough
turn
place
up
to go.
last year.
Didn't turn up
It
last
was
year.
a similar
They
thing.
always-
We were going
They've
there
got the
very
quality.
high on confidence.
They've got the quality to beat us. You can't sit here and say they're not good enough to beat us because they are. They have shown that
On a one-off game, yeah.
going forward, they are. That's not really been one of their issues recently. They've never
If
really
they
had
can
a.
hold it up defensively,
If they can,
then
like,
we're in for a
yeah.
game.
It's just whether those two liabilities at the back they've got in
Mustafi and
the Arsenal fans love Socrates, and I do
really.
not get it.
I don't know. I don't get
He
it.
is a fat shit out.
He's been really poor.
He is terrible. He played for Dortmund against us last year. Do you remember at Wembley? He got absolutely done by Kane.
Yeah. More of the same this weekend.
Hopefully, it's tough. I don't want to sit on. I mean, it will probably end.
A prediction?
Yeah, I should have really done that about 5 minutes ago.
That's all right.
I'll go. I'll go 2-1. 2-1 Spurs.
Harry Kisnett double.
I think he'll score. I think.
When does he not score?
I think Sissoko to get the winner.
Sissoko to get the winner.
Yeah.
It's a round off a perfect.
I think
I think the scenes if Sissoko gets a last minute winner at the Emirates.
I think Son will score on Sunday. Look, we got the capability of going there and putting in performance and getting the points. Why not? Yeah. Absolutely, why not? Why can't we go there?
Just the way, the way we're playing.
Absolutely. If you're going there full of confidence.
Yeah, Daniel, prediction?
It's gonna be a tough game. They always turn up against us in the Emirates.
They seem to
always turn up against us.
Always give us a good game.
And that library becomes a little bit louder. Let me shut them up halfway through.
I saw a shop outside the Emirates called the Highbury Library.
That's how it is.
I think there's places.
Carnell, you down for a score prediction?
Score prediction. Oof. I'm gonna
you
go.
You told me to go big. You got to go even bigger. You've got to go even bigger.
Go hard
mate.
or go home, bro.
That's what I mean. I'm gonna go 3-1.
3-1.
3-1.
Oh.
3-1. Who's gonna score?
3-1.
Foyth.
Kane's gonna score. I reckon we'll score first.
Yeah.
I think Kane will score. I think Kane will score the first.
And the second and the third.
I think we'll go 2-0 up.
2-0 up.
And then concede.
Then 2-1, and then
we
we're all
won't keep
shitting
a
it for the
clean
rest
sheet.
of the game.
No,
they'll score.
Yeah, I won't keep a clean sheet.
They always seem to score against us at home anyway. And I know I'm gonna go 3-1. I think Kane is gonna score. I got a little feeling Dele's gonna pull something out the bag on Sunday. And
has he scored against Arsenal for Delhi?
Yeah, he scored the last North London derby of the
lane. I think he's gonna pull something out the bag as well. I think Dele's gonna get 2.
I think their strike force is really, really good, and they've got players as well. Ramsey,
we've got the defence to numb them strikers.
Definitely, 100%, definitely. But
they don't have the. Do they have the defence to numb our strikers?
No. I think it'll be a great game.
One-off game, then yes, maybe. But
it depends how Emre sets it up. I think if he comes out like Chelsea, I know. If he comes out and tries to press us like Chelsea did, it could be a real struggle for them. But if they are clever about it and they sit back a bit and try and hit us on the counter, which a few teams have done, then maybe we could be in trouble.
Yeah, I just don't see. There's no one in that.
I can't see them sitting back Arsenal.
No, they won't.
At home in a derby, they'll
always
push.
Push
want to be on the front,
and that will create the space for our attacking players against a weak backside and. It'll be Bellerin, probably Mustafi, Socrates, and that other fat shit house at left back they've got. What's his name? Kolasinac, who again hasn't. I don't know if he's not great.
Has been great.
Definitely, they're there for the taking on Sunday.
Yeah. I like Torreira.
Torreira's good. He reminds me a bit of when they had Santi Cazorla.
Mari says Dyer and Sissoko to score. I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll take. I don't care who scores. I don't care whose arse it comes off.
Sissoko scores a last-minute winner. I will genuinely pitch invade. Genuinely, I will run on the pitch.
You heard it here first.
Sissoko scores. We're on the pitch.
Check it out on the vlog.
We've actually made a bet with Claude from WeAreTottenhamTV, £100 to the charity of our choice. So I said Spurs will finish above Arsenal. He said Arsenal above Spurs. He was very confident. He's actually quite confident going. We haven't decided yet.
No, you.
I haven't decided.
Oh, you need to.
Tottenham Hotspur Foundation.
Do you think?
I think we'll finish above them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
He's very
regardless
confident.
of the result on Sunday. I think we'll finish
I think he's confident they're going to get better over the season. I'm thinking that they're going to get found out over the season. That's how I see things. I think that the run they're on at the moment, because they've had it so hard in the last couple of years, in those last Wenger years. I think the new guys come in. He's done a great job with the squad that he's got. I think Emery so far, but. I just think that they're every time they've played a decent side, they've been done. The first two, City and Chelsea, okay, they're top 4 teams.
They like to talk about that Liverpool game, like they won.
Yeah, they like to talk about they scraped a point at home to Liverpool because of a fantastic Lacazette goal.
It'll be I think over the Christmas period.
Van Dijk should have scored a hat-trick that game.
Oh yeah,
over the Christmas period where we usually make a lot of headway. It'll be interesting to see how they do.
Yeah,
when they have to use their squad like a lot and they're rotating a lot and playing a lot of games in a few short space of time.
They aren't as good as they think. They aren't as anywhere nowhere near as good as they think they are.
I'm going to go 2-1 Spurs.
2-1.
Yeah, 2-1. It's going to be a tough game. North London derby, they're going to be well up for it. Everyone's going to be up for it. And we saw last season, you can't take it for
they could have got a
granted.
point out of that at Wembley last year. If
Lacazette
puts that goal or puts that chance away, then it finishes 1-1 and we leave gutted. But
I just hope we turn up. Because last year, like I said, we went into it full of confidence and just didn't turn up.
I mean, a draw wouldn't be an awful result.
All fans
are.
No,
wouldn't take a draw right now. No.
Definitely
not. I think we have the quality to beat them. But I think if we come away with a draw, it's not an awful result.
You know, if we come out with that same intent that we showed against Chelsea, we can completely wipe them, floor with them.
100%.
Send them back. They wouldn't want to step into North London again. They'll move back to South London where they belong.
Very similar situation with the defence and etc. Got good team going like from the halfway line up and going backwards. Shaky. Same situation as Chelsea.
I just hope Xhaka plays. I really hope
Xhaka plays. I think he's. Although I actually think he's got better this season under Emery. He's still shit.
I think Torreira helps him a lot because he does a lot of the legwork.
Because he does a lot of the defensive side of it. But I think definitely Sissoko over against Xhaka. I think you'll just have. I just think we. I mean, we'll all probably sit here and get proved wrong, but at the moment I think we've got far too much for them going forward anyway.
Listen, it's a one-off game. Anything can happen.
Exactly.
But,
we all know form goes out the window.
Exactly, and they've been unbeaten in their last 17 games.
Exactly.
So they're due a loss anyway.
I mean, I can't say it better than that, but definitely they are there for the taking on Sunday. We have to go there and
Chelsea
put in a performance.
Arsenal coming to us with a long unbeaten run.
Look, we should be going there saying, "Come on, then. Let's like Lewis said, come on then,
come here then,
come and take the game to us, and we'll have a game of football with." And I think on Sunday,
if they're clever though, they don't want a game of football.
Yeah,
they want to exactly. Yeah. They sit back and kind of because they got serious talent.
If Eriksen, if Harry and Christian are on form, that game is ours.
Yeah,
that's all. That 100%. Definitely. And if we can keep it tight at the back like we have done in recent weeks, they've scored. They've scored. We've conceded from a lot of set pieces, as we know, but I think we've improved recently.
Yeah.
If we keep doing that, I think we'll definitely come away with at least a point.
What do you think about all these stuff coming out about Pochettino saying that the #1 London derby now is Chelsea Spurs?
Makes me laugh. Just mugging off Arsenal, really. For me, it's obviously, and I'm sure it's for you, like, Arsenal is the derby.
Yeah.
You always.
Arsenal.
I have 95% of my mates are Arsenal, and if we lose on Sunday, it's going to be hell for, I'm sure, all of us and the Arsenal fans we know. But in terms of challenging for trophies and the title and top 4, I think then Chelsea probably are our biggest rivals in that respect. But I think the London derby is Arsenal.
I think it's a bit rich coming from us, seeing that in the last 4 years Arsenal have won 2 FA Cups and we've won nothing.
Yeah.
So no, but in terms of competitiveness on the pitch, we've had the upper hand ever since Pochettino's come in. They've won 1 North London derby in the past 8. I think when you look at us and Chelsea, the games have just been so much. Okay, not on Saturday, but the games have been a lot more closer, and I think it's kind of been a bit of give and take there, and that's why the rivalry between us is heightened a bit because both teams' quality is just at a similar level, whereas Arsenal are just a bit lacking.
Would you rather win Sunday or would you rather win on the 19th when we go there in the cup?
Ooh.
You asked me this a couple of weeks ago.
Sorry,
win in the cup or win on Sunday?
Cup or league?
I was reading comments.
Why is there an or?
Cup or league?
Both.
Look, but both would be amazing.
Yeah, but if I would rather win the cup or the league?
Tough one, really. It's tough.
Can we get a draw in the league?
Yeah, draw in the league. Would you take a draw in the league?
Win in the league, draw in the cup, and smack it on penalties. That's what I'm talking
about. That would be different.
I think I'd rather win the league.
Can you imagine a Spurs Arsenal on penalties?
Yeah.
My
heart. I don't think my heart can. My heart can take. My heart can take it for Watford, let alone Arsenal.
I've gone over quite a bit. Just one more thing I want to mention before we end the podcast. That Alistair Gold and Chris Cowlin both saying that test events are about to be announced on the 16th of December.
Buzzing.
I don't believe it.
Of course you
don't. I don't believe it. Chris Cowlin, if you're watching, I'm sorry. I just don't believe it.
Ben thinks we're moving in 2034.
16th December. If there's
Chris,
test
you
events,
promised me 2019.
If there's test events, then that'll be.
I really think it will be United.
I think it's going to be next season.
On the 14th.
I'm sticking with it. But I hope I'm wrong. But
I hope you're wrong.
Yeah.
I really hope you're wrong.
All right, guys.
Anyway, you got your season ticket today.
Yeah, finally.
Finally came today.
I
remember when last week we discussed this.
Yeah,
so who's got his and you haven't got yours?
I've already had my key carved in my house.
Yeah, I need to get that carved.
Got his. I'm the only one.
So you're not coming then?
I guess. I think they've sold yours.
All these points for all of you over the years. They're doing nothing for me.
I think they've just told you that it's opening next year. And we're all going in January, and you're not allowed to come till next year.
Click vloggers out.
They must watch the videos and sick of you.
All right, we have to go because we've run out of time. Thank you, Sam, for coming on. Absolute pleasure. Absolute Dan, you want to plug anything? Your Twitter or something?
Yeah. Read if you want to read my blogs ahead of every game, previews, reviews at the Great K1 on Twitter. Just keep subscribing to these boys. Wicked channel going.
We'll put a link in the description to your blog.
Thank you very much. Hopefully you'll see me again soon. I'm studying. This is what I study at uni, so hopefully be back in front of a camera again soon. Thank you very much for the opportunity tonight, boys.
Soon. And Daniel, you want to plug your Twitter, or you want to just don't want anyone following you?
You can follow. I got a little Spurs Insta page going. Every game, I kind of write a little paragraph and take a couple photos of the grounds and etc. And Daniel Kingsley 1 on Insta. Just type my name up, you'll see it. Yeah.
All right, cool.
We'll see you on Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday.
Looking
forward to that one.
Up the Spurs. Come on, you Spurs.
Fuck 'em.
Cheers. Thank you guys for all your comments and all your likes and everything. Everyone else came in asking questions and everything. Thank you all guys for contributing. And as always, come on, you Spurs.
Let's do these Arsenal cunts.